Bryan's spontaneous Las Vegas house party, a social media moment that took over the Strip. In the age of social media, it's not unusual for artists to connect with their fans in new and creative ways. From surprise album drops to candid Instagram lives, the boundary between artist and audience has never been thinner. But every so often, an artist takes things a step further into completely uncharted territory. That's exactly what happened when country music star Bryan posted a mysterious address on his Instagram story with just a time, 6:00 p.m., and nothing more. What followed was a completely unplanned, spontaneous fan gathering in Las Vegas that drew hundreds of people, caught the attention of the police, and left an unforgettable impression on fans and followers alike. In a world where most celebrity appearances are meticulously planned, Bryan flipped the script with a surprise house party that will be remembered as one of the most chaotic yet heartwarming fan meetups of recent memory. The post that started it all. The entire event began with a simple social media post. No flashy graphics, no hype video, no official announcement, just an address and a time posted on Bryan's Instagram story. There was no context, no indication of what the address led to, no note about a concert, a pop-up, or even a meet and greet. Just a cryptic message that reads something along the lines of 6:00 p.m. Las Vegas address. That was all it took. For someone with millions of followers, this was more than enough to stir excitement. Fans immediately began sharing the post, speculating on whether it was a marketing stunt, a private show, or a joke. Many people decided not to take any chances and headed straight to the location in hopes of meeting one of their favorite artists in person. Bryan, the man behind the mask. Bryan is known for his grassroots approach to music and his deep, personal connection with fans. Unlike many mainstream artists, he's never relied heavily on traditional promotion. Instead, he's built a loyal following through authenticity, raw songwriting, and constant engagement with fans on social media. So when he posted the Las Vegas address, those familiar with him weren't entirely surprised. This kind of move fits with his renegade, anti-establishment attitude. He's never been one to play by the rules. Still, few could have predicted what happened next. When showed up at the location, he wasn't trying to sneak in quietly or stay hidden. Quite the opposite. He arrived in true Bryan fashion, wearing a lip-shitter mask and carrying beers in both hands. If there was any doubt about whether or not the mysterious post was serious, that moment cleared it up. He was there, he was ready to party, and he was clearly there for the fans. Fans swarmed the scene. Once the first few people confirmed Zach's appearance at the location, word spread like wildfire. Hundreds of fans began arriving at the scene, forming lines that stretched down the block. It was part house party, part impromptu concert, part celebrity sighting, and all excitement. People brought cameras, phones, posters, and even gifts. Some had traveled across the city in a rush, dropping dinner plans and canceling dates just to be there. Videos taken from the crowd show fans laughing, singing, and holding their phones high in the air, hoping to catch a glimpse of Zach or snap a selfie. It was chaos, but it was happy chaos. The police arrive. With any unplanned gathering of that size, it's only a matter of time before law enforcement gets involved. Las Vegas police eventually showed up to the location to monitor the situation. But surprisingly, things remained relatively calm. Unlike some celebrity sightings that spiral into disorder, this one stayed mostly peaceful. Fans were orderly, and police presence appeared to be more about crowd control and safety than shutting things down. Officers were seen standing by, ensuring that the gathering didn't block traffic or spill over dangerously into surrounding areas. Zach, meanwhile, kept things lighthearted. He even reportedly joked, "I wish we could have a party," acknowledging the situation with a smile. The mood stayed upbeat. It wasn't a riot, it was more like a family reunion of strangers brought together by shared love for an artist. The power of one post. What makes this story truly remarkable isn't just the turnout. It's what it says about the relationship between modern artists and their audiences. One cryptic post with a time and address drew hundreds of people in a matter of hours. No advertisement budget, no planning, no ticket sales. Just a connection. In the digital age, a smartphone post is all it takes to rally a fan base. But that power isn't universal. Only certain artists, those with fiercely loyal, passionate fans, can pull something like this off. And Bryan has earned that trust. He built his career not on flashy spectacle, but on music that speaks directly to people's hearts. His fans believe in him, not just as an entertainer, but as a person. So when he drops an address, they show up. A new kind of fan experience. For the fans who were lucky enough to attend, this wasn't just a meetup. It was a memory. It was the kind of thing people talk about for years. Remember that time Bryan randomly posted an address in Vegas and actually showed up? They got to meet their hero, take photos, share laughs, and see firsthand that Bryan isn't just the voice behind the music. He's a real person who genuinely enjoys meeting his fans. For many, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. In an industry where access to stars is tightly controlled and often costs hundreds of dollars, this kind of event felt refreshingly human. The risk factor. Of course, not everyone would endorse this kind of spontaneous event. There are very real risks involved when hundreds of people gather at a private location without proper planning. Things could have easily gotten out of hand: crowd surges, blocked streets, property damage, or worse. And the responsibility, whether he intended it or not, rested on Bryan's shoulders. In this case, everything went smoothly. But what about next time? The unpredictable nature of spontaneous meetups means they don't always go as planned. This event may have sparked some debate within artist management circles about how far is too far when it comes to keeping it real. Why it worked for Bryan. Bryan didn't just get lucky, he tapped into a formula that worked because of who he is. His brand is built on authenticity, simplicity, and honesty. His music reflects real-life stories, emotional struggles, and heartfelt moments. So when he showed up in a luchador mask with a six-pack, fans weren't shocked, they were impressed. He's the kind of artist fans want to hang out with. Not because he's a celebrity, but because he feels like one of them. This wasn't a publicity stunt. It wasn't an album launch. It wasn't a gimmick. It was just Zach being Zach, and that's what made it so unforgettable. Could this be the future? In many ways, this spontaneous gathering represents a new possibility for artists looking to build stronger relationships with their fans. In the post-pandemic world, people are craving connection and shared experiences more than ever. Pop-ups, secret shows, and unannounced meetups may become more common as artists explore ways to break free from the traditional mold. But they'll need to balance spontaneity with safety and logistics. Bryan may have pulled it off perfectly this time, but others might not be so lucky. Final thoughts. Bryan's Las Vegas house party wasn't a concert. It wasn't a marketing stunt. It was a moment, raw, unscripted, and completely unforgettable. For fans, it was proof that their favorite artist really does care. For Zach, it was a chance to give back in the most genuine way possible. In just one Instagram post, he reminded the music world that sometimes all it takes is a little spontaneity and a lot of heart to make something magical happen. One address, one time. Hundreds of memories.